the Old Bailey was told today that the evidence of witnesses backs up new scientific evidence in the Stephen Lawrence murder trial. Forensic experts maintain that fibres, a blood spot and a hair linked to Mr Lawrence were found on clothes belonging to two men accused of killing him. The prosecution was making its closing statement to the jury on day 22 of the trial. Ria Chatterjee reports.
Today, the court heard the prosecution's closing speech, their summing up of 5 weeks' worth of evidence against Gary Dobson and David Norris. In his closing address, prosecutor Mark Ellison QC told jurors they could only return guilty verdicts if they were sure of 3 things. Firstly, are you sure that the new scientific findings cannot realistically be explained by contamination? Secondly, are you sure that the only reasonable explanation for these findings is that the defendant you are considering participated in an attack on Stephen Lawrence? Thirdly, that the defendant you're considering realised that one of his fellow attackers might unlawfully use a sharp weapon of some kind with the intention of causing at least really serious injury. The prosecution assert the defendants are guilty of murdering Stephen Lawrence as he waited at a bus stop in Eltham in 1993. The prosecution say the new scientific findings cannot be explained by contamination. They also say they believe each defendant participated in the attack and must have realised that one of the members of the group present would use a sharp weapon intended to cause serious injury. Traces of hair, blood and fibres from the murdered teenager were found on garments seized from the suspects' homes. Mr Ellison accused the defence of mounting a generalised attack on the exhibit handling system in order to discredit the new evidence. The defence say the whole system was unsafe and primitive, and exposure to contamination was random, unpredictable and uncontrolled. But he went on to point out that much of the exhibit system remained standard procedure to this day, and if the defence were correct, then there was potential for contamination for every exhibit in every case. Gary Dobson and David Norris both deny murder. Tomorrow, the defence are expected to begin their closing speeches. Ria Chatterjee, London Tonight, The Old Bailey.